Alright guys, welcome back. Now this is going to be a rather lengthy video. I'm going to have three topics I want to discuss. The first being PC gaming, the second being Joe Montana 16, and the third being what do I think of the Operation Sports article that came out yesterday. Now, first thing I want to talk about is PC gaming. Now we're looking at Crysis 2007. This game came out in 2007 on the PC. But if you'll notice, if you watch this video for a little while, you'll notice that this is not the normal vanilla Crysis that you would get if you just bought the game. This game has been heavily modded. And when I say heavily modded, I mean from everything. The textures, the graphics. I mean, there's so many things that this guy has done. The water, the sky even. I mean, he's done day-night cycles. This guy has just done it all. Now, I just want you to enjoy some of these textures and graphics because this is the kind of stuff that we can look forward to. If Joe Montana 16 gets on PC, which according to Twitter, it's coming to PC. Now, if this guy can mod a game in 2007 to look this good, and trust me, these graphics look really good on my PC. I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but if you to have a comparison video side by side, look at the original vanilla Crysis, and then looking at this one, oh, there's so many differences you guys can notice. But anyway, Joe Montana 16. If it does come to the PC, like I said, it's been confirmed that it's a PC. It's not only a PC exclusive. It's going to come to some console. We just don't know what console that is. But when it comes to PC, can you imagine the people lining up? You don't think there are people not lining up to get ready to mod the hell out of this game? I mean, we don't need the NFL license, regardless if this game is NFL licensed or not. We'll be able to mod the ever-loving hell of it. We'll be able to have NFL logos. We'll be able to have uniforms. I mean, there's people that have done things in sports games that made games even look better than what they are. Take Joe video, for example. He made a video about, he's a modder. He does Skyrim mods and NBA 2K15. I mean, there's so many people that are talented out there and they're willing. I mean, just look at this. Look how the sun just glistens through the water here. I mean, this is not in your regular Crysis. This game does not look this good if you were to just boot it up. If you were to just buy it off Steam or boot it up, it will not look this good. But when you can get people that are as talented as this guy, and I'll have the link to his channel in the description. He does multiple PC games. And this is another advantage. Now, I encourage you guys, if you have the income to waste on a, well, I'm not going to say waste. It's been a very good investment. I mean, because the things you can do on a PC, you can't do on a console. Now, I'm not dissing consoles. I love consoles. I still have my Xbox 360. I'll never get rid of it. I never get rid of any of my consoles, to be honest. But the PC, you have, it's the most liberating thing you can have for video games. I mean, you can do so much, and there's so much variety. I mean, like, again, just let's look at some of these textures. We're going to look at the ground here. Look at this. Look how detailed that is. And this is from 2007, right? Let's look over here. Look at this mud here in the water. I mean, that's pretty damn good right there. You'd be hard-pressed to find something like that right now on a next-gen console. And this is on 2007, right? A 2007 game. But it's been modded. And that's what we can look forward to in Joe Montana. I've seen what modders can do with Madden 08. And I was extremely impressed. But can you imagine a next-gen sports title and then modders getting their hands on it? Guys, it's time to get excited. It really is. Regardless if that article about, on Operation Sports is true or not, if it comes to PC, and it's a deeper game than All Pro, which, God, I hope it is. I mean, All Pro had the great gameplay, but it didn't have the options. Then we're set, guys. I mean, regardless if the NFL license ever comes away from EA, if the EA never releases that grip on that license, it won't matter. I was having a discussion with Virtual Footballer the other day, and we were saying that, we don't need multiple sports titles. We just need one good sports title. And, that's it. I mean, we can mod it. We can, modify it. I mean, hell, like, people are still playing Madden 08. People are still playing All-Pro football. because those games were good. I'd still play 2K5 to this day. Old game, but the gameplay holds up. When it gets on PC, the longevity, it's hell. It's like finding the fountain of youth. Now let's talk about Joe Montana 16. What is there to really say? We don't know anything yet. We still don't know anything. We haven't seen a single video, any screenshots that have been actual confirmed screenshots of the game. We haven't seen what the players look like. We know nothing. That article is all, speculation, and I'll get to that in a second. But Joe Montana, the only Joe Montana game I remember was from the Sega Genesis days. And it was a great game. Montana hasn't been associated with a game, with his name on the title since those days. I mean, I'm sure it won't have the same exact gameplay. We're talking about years and years and years ago. Is 2K involved? It's possible, but even if they aren't, as long as the game, plays even anywhere close to 2K, or All Pro, and it's on PC, that's all we need. But we don't know anything, guys. I mean, I don't want to get y'all's hopes up. I'm not going to make a celebration video, and trust me, I have one planned when this is actually confirmed that we're getting another football game that's going to be NFL licensed, or even if it isn't NFL licensed, I'm still going to make a video, a celebration video, if it's on PC, because I know the modders will make it happen. Now, it sucks waiting. I mean, you would think that they would tell us something. We've waited for over 10 years for innovation. We haven't gotten it from EA. Never will get it from EA. They have shown that they're lazy, and they've just copied and pasted. And I started my channel for this reason. This is the reason I started my channel. I was sick and tired of EA, just screwing us over. And I wanted to find a way to get alternatives here, and that's why I started playing Madden 08 PC and All Pro Football, Backbreaker, because there are good football games out there, and things that should be in games and they haven't been in games. But Joe Montana 16, I hope, is going to be the football game we've all waited for. Now, the final discussion. What do I think of the Operation Sports article? Well, first of all, in my second year of college, I was in a anthropology class. Now, one of the main things that the professor wanted to just drill into our heads was he wanted us to be a skeptic. He would always say, "Where is the skeptic in you?" Now, at first I didn't really understand, what was so important about being a skeptic, but now I do. You can't believe everything anybody says or writes. I mean, there's people out there that their only job is to lie to you. They're professional liars. Some people just that do it for a living. That's what they do. They lie. They find ways to manipulate. They lie, and they manipulate the consumer. Now, I'm sure EA has hired quite a few of these guys. But I'm skeptical. But there's some things in the article that make sense. But just because they make sense doesn't mean it's true. Let's go into why I think it's legit. In my opinion, I think it's legit, but I'm still not going to, like I said, I'm not going to say it's legit. But I feel like it's legit in some aspects, and we'll go through those. First and foremost, I do not want to get into which console is better, Xbox or PS4. I could give two shits about which piece of plastic you like better. I'm not getting into that. But I will say this. Microsoft is not selling very many Xbox Ones compared to PS4s. Just look at the numbers. I don't know what they are, but they're pretty wide gap between the two. Now, the reason I think this is because of the horrendous first impression that Microsoft gave us with the Xbox One. I mean, absolutely horrendous with the DRM policies, the 24-hour check-ins, the no used games anymore, downloading all your games, you must know physical copies. I mean, the list went on and on and on about how bad the PR was for the Xbox One. I mean, and Microsoft, really shot themselves in the foot by doing that. PS4 was going to do the same thing, I think. But when they saw the disaster PR that was going on with the Xbox One, they decided to really drop the bomb on Microsoft at E3. And so they did. And that was one of the greatest nights, I think, ever for gaming, because they gave us what we wanted. Of course, I think they were going to do the same thing Microsoft was going to do, but they really, really pretty much won the war right there, the console war, in that night, E3, when they said they were going to support used games and not require the DRM. That's what screwed Microsoft, in my opinion. Now, Microsoft needs something. They need a really good exclusive. I'm not talking about Halo or anything. They need something that PS4 can't match. If they can get their hands on another NFL licensed game besides Madden, of course, Madden's available everywhere, but if they were to have an exclusive football game like Joe Montana, if it's NFL licensed, can you imagine the frenzy that would occur there? I mean, that people would be going nuts. They'd be buying Xbox Ones. They'd be just people that didn't even want Xbox would be buying it. Football fans would, I know. Football fans would go out of their way to get an Xbox One or a PC. Now, the Xbox One is the cheaper alternative to getting a PC. PC is like a kind of alchemy, man, because there's so many things that can go wrong with PC. I mean, you got to really learn how to play PC gaming. There's things you have to learn to get around. There's flaws, there's errors, there's all kinds of things. But with the Xbox One console, you know, all you got to do is plug it in and play. And that'll be appealing to most. So, if that's one reason I think this is legit, because Microsoft wants money, and they need to make up some ground, and I think they'd be stupid if they didn't jump on this. Even if this doesn't exist, they'd be absolutely stupid not to jump on this, because they need something big right now, and this would really help them. It would help them in a lot of ways. It would draw in so much more consumers that didn't want the Xbox One in the past. And another thing, it just makes sense because of all the things that were happening in the past, like the facial scanning and stuff. We didn't know anything about it. It was just rumors and stuff. But since now that we know, you know, that Joe Montana is actually coming out, and the guys that are making it draw a lot of inspiration from 2K, that just makes it more appealing. It makes it more believable. But you know what? I still can't say it's true, because, like I said, I'm a skeptic. I'm going to be a skeptic until I see something that proves that they're actually making an NFL licensed game. Then I won't believe it, because I've been burned too many times in the past too. I mean, a lot of people are just trying to hold in their excitement. It's hard to hold in your excitement when you're excited for something. Hell, we waited 10 years. You know, what's a few more months? But I just hope it's true, guys. If it is, Microsoft is going to shit themselves when they see all the money that's coming in. They're like, man, why didn't we do this sooner? Microsoft is going to make so much money if they do this. It would be so stupid if they didn't do it. They'll be shitting gold. They'll be shitting gold. But somebody that won't be shitting gold and will be collectively shitting themselves will be EA Sports. Come on, man, make a game. Let's go, you and me. Let's go. We don't know if it's 2K, but you know what? Competition is returning, it looks like. Be careful what you wish for, Rex. You might just get it, you piece of shit.